We've heard a lot about identity theft in the past few years. Usually it's the victims who talk about how horrible it is. But now we are going to hear from two women who know the most about ID theft because they have made a career of it. Julie Watts got some exclusive access behind prison walls and got these women to reveal their secrets. You're going to hear how they did it and their advice to you.
It's easy, it's fast, and it's a fast come up.
It's how Cheryl Thrasher emptied bank accounts for a small crime ring.
There are some banks that would make it easier.
Tiffany Andra did it to get drugs. They're two of the more than 1,400 California inmates currently behind bars for identity theft crimes, and they agreed to sit down with us to reveal the tricks of the trade by dissecting Bonnie Hoag's story, one of last year's 8 million identity theft victims.
I contacted every single bank, let them know I had identity theft, made sure they closed my accounts and put any kind of alert they could.
But Cheryl says that doesn't matter, and she's not surprised that even though banks were notified, this happened. 1 week after her wallet was stolen, bank tellers say this woman used Bonnie's ID to clean out her accounts at 2 different banks. You've walked into banks and used fake IDs to take money out of people's accounts. I mean, how is that possible?
You basically try to find a teller that's looks young, you know, just starting or whatever.
And Cheryl says the secret is distracting those tellers with friendly conversation, something she says every ID thief knows.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go purchase this car or go put a down payment on this.
Another common trick?
If you go more towards the end of the day, you know, they're not really paying much attention. They're just doing the transaction to hurry up and get it done.
She says that's something identity thieves count on and likely something this woman knew when bank tellers say she tried to steal money out of Bonnie's 3rd account.
The teller called me one day. She's like, "Were you just in here?" I said, "Absolutely not. You need to go get her." She's like, "Oh, we just closed." She came in 2 minutes of her closing, and when we tried to ask her another question, she got skittish and ran out.
You know, banks have security guards.
I think they make it a little bit too easy.
Tiffany believes the guards should have detained the woman with Bonnie's ID, but says thieves know that's unlikely, even when tellers suspect fraud, because she feels banks are too worried they might offend a customer in the event they happen to be wrong.
A lot of people do shady stuff.
And Cheryl points out thieves aren't always working alone. When she was stealing money, she says she often had help from the inside.
They had told me who to go to, so that's who I went to.
And when she didn't have an inside man, she says she was taught well-known workarounds for everything from passwords to fingerprints.
They would use like super glue, liquid bandage. They would put it on their fingers and wait for it to dry just a little bit and then like put it to somebody else. That's how they would get a new set of prints.
Is there something banks can do to prevent people like that from coming in and stealing other people's money?
Make sure that they're asked a more stringent amount of questions before letting them take a large amount.
I don't think there's enough security in place.
They suggest real-time fingerprint verification along with regular employee drug tests. But these women also point out what's more important than how they steal your money is how they steal your identity to begin with.
People dig in dumpsters, or they may break into houses or cars, and then they may know somebody, hey, this looks like so-and-so.
But Cheryl says the most common place to have your identity stolen is right in your front yard.
Don't put your outgoing mail in a mailbox at night, ever. You know, if they see a flag up, it's gone.
Now, Bonnie's banks confirmed they did not detain the woman in the photos out of fear she might actually be Bonnie. And we should note the woman in the photo has not been charged with any crime, but police are asking for your help in identifying her. If you recognize this woman, send an email to consumerwatch@cbs5.com. Because the crimes span various jurisdictions, police have requested that we connect you with the proper authorities. Now, coming up tomorrow at 6, we'll show you what Bonnie did right, what Bonnie did wrong, and what you should do in her situation.
You can't trust the banks. You can't do anything on the internet. Oh, man. What are you supposed to do?
I'm going to tell you tomorrow at 6.
All right, you have some tips then.
I do have some tips for you.
All right, Julie. We'll be watching. Thanks.